Hello, Danielle Benor here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia. I'm putting together some videos for some new crafting ideas and also to help you get the best out of your tools. But before we go ahead with today's video, I'd just like to remind you that if you have any questions on the products that I've used today or the methods that I've used, you can contact me. You can call me on 0408 704019, or you can go to my website. There's lots of products on there and great ideas. It's www.craftydivas.stampinup.net. So for more products and samples, go and have a look at my website. But for now, let's have some fun. Okay, so here we are with the Simply Scored scoring tool. I just wanted to recap on how we actually use this wonderful product, because I do know that there's a few of my customers that are unsure on exactly how to use it. So I'll show you what I do and hopefully that helps you. Alright, so your scoreboard comes with a little flap that comes at the back. I've taken mine off. Okay, so in there you can store your little markers, and at the base here we have the scoring tool, the stylus. It has a large end and a small end. Now I prefer to use the large end when I'm scoring. I'm a lefty. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. I just personally think that it's easier to have it stay inside the track. Okay, so you will notice as we work along that I am a lefty, but obviously you guys can just do it around the other way. So we have lots of increments in here. We have the inch increments, okay? If you have specific instructions as to where you want to score it, just pop your markers in. So I'll just put them in at the 1, the 2 and the 3 inch for today. I'm not actually going to be scoring in those markers, but just to show you where they are. Okay, so these come with your scoreboard. Alrighty, so your scoreboard comes with 3 markers, the stylus and the board. You can find it on page 164 of our catalogue, and it's 50 Australian dollars for this tool. Yes, for this tool. It's a fantastic tool. I use it a lot. Alright, there is also a diagonal plate, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Alright, so when you're doing your scoring, just make sure that your cardstock is right up against the edge here so that you've got a nice even score. You can score this, use the scoreboard for actually making marks in your cardstock to fold it, but you can also use it for a decorative thing. So if I was using this as a card front, for instance, I could make it have some decorative little markings in here, just as a nice decorative background. Now, whilst I'm scoring, I don't know if you can notice, I'm holding my stylus on an angle almost at 90 degrees with the scoreboard. If you try and use it like a pen in this fashion, you will find that you don't have the same balance that you have, and it may jump tracks. So hold your stylus down on a nice angle like that. So you can see that this has given the card, there we go, this has given the card some really nice dimension and a nice simple background. It depends on your own preference which side you use, whether you use the raised side or the other side. But yes, so the big tips are cardstock right up to here, okay, to the edge and to the top. You've got your markers there. If I was told to score at 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, I've got those there. I hold my stylus, fat end down, almost flush to the board, and pull it straight through the tracks, like so. Okay. The smaller end would be if I wanted to have some smaller decorative markers in there. Have a play and see what is best for you. Personally, as I said, I like the larger tip. I find that it sits inside the groove more easily. So when we're looking at these markers, at these measurements I should say, So we've got the inch marks. You've got your 1/4 inch and you've got your eighths. Okay, so there's no 16ths. So you've got 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, and so forth. There's a metric plate that sits on top available. Okay, and the metric plate that's mentioned in the catalogue is on page 164, like the scoreboard itself, and it's $21. I personally don't have the metric plate because I prefer to work in inches, but I do have the diagonal score plate. Now, once you purchase the diagonal score plate and the metric one, there is something really important that you need to do. On the back of it, there is a small arrow that's printed in the plastic. You can see that there. That must go to the top of your board. Okay, so you just sit that on top and go to your top. It's just so that your measurements are correct when you're working. So again, we're going to put our cardstock right flush to the top using the largest end. Pop it inside the measurement that you need there and pull it straight through nice and slowly. Oops, there we go. Till you get that nice scoring in there. If I wanted to use something a little bit finer, then I could flip it over and do, whoopsies, do the smaller end of the stylus. As I said, I do prefer the larger end of the stylus. So we could use this for decorative purposes, but you can also use it so that you get that lovely crisp fold on whatever it is that you're making. You might be making an envelope or what have you, but you'll get that lovely fold. Okay, so that's only just a short quick tip today, but when you get your extras, make sure that you put the arrow facing the top, very important. Use your markers. I've bought extra markers, okay, so that I've got plenty there. If I'm making a large project, there's no way I'm going to remember where I'm supposed to be scoring, so I can just put my markers in the top here as I need them. Using the large end of the stylus, almost flush with the board and pull it straight through my work that way. Very simple. Once you get it, have a little bit of a practice. Okay, it really does take a little bit of time to get used to doing it, but it does become super simple and you'll be able to make lots of fun things. Okay, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.